Gentiles have respect for Jews who respect their Judaism, but Gentiles have no respect for Jews who don't respect their Judaism. So said the great chief rabbi of Britain, Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory. In this next video, it is so painful. It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. You got a group of so-called rabbis. They call themselves rabbis for the ceasefire. And what they're trying to do is they're protesting against Israel in front of Congress. They actually are running a rally in favor of Rashida Tlaib, pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, anti-IDF rally, where they actually brought out a Torah, these so-called rabbis, and they began to read Torah in front of Congress as an act of protest against Israel in the name of morality and ethics. But what happened next is so funny and yet so sad. Watch this. So what they were actually doing, let me explain. They were reading Torah from Genesis. Genesis, Parshas Toldos, it's chapter 25, verse 1. Well, they actually start in the middle of verse 3, where they suddenly realized, they just didn't get the memo. They're reading Torah, right? And they didn't realize that what they're reading, somebody who was reading must have understood the Hebrew, and she realized that what she's reading is the promise of God to Abraham that this land of Israel I will give to you and to your descendants, the Jewish people, as I promised to your ancestor, to Abraham. Then the next verse, which talks about the Jewish people multiplying, that one apparently is kosher. So when she reads the first verse, she actually realizes halfway through the verse that she's reading about an eternal promise of the Jewish people owning the land of Israel. It's a promise that made the land the promised land. So she goes silent, she goes quiet, she lowers her voice. The next verse talks about the Jewish people prospering and multiplying, and I will multiply your descendants like the stars of the heavens, and I will give. So she says that part loud. But the next part of the same verse, and I will give your descendants all these lands, she now reads that quietly. All the nations of the earth will give blessings to each other by comparing themselves to your descendants. That is kosher. So she reads it out loud. And then she continues aloud, because Abraham listened to my voice when I tested him. He guarded my prohibitions that protect a person from transgressing biblical prohibitions, my rational commandments, my super-rational commandments, and my instructions in the oral law. That apparently is okay to read aloud. But the irony of the way she reads silently is hysterical. That first verse, I don't think I translated it for you. The first verse, when she realizes halfway what she's saying and she goes quiet, settle in this land. God appeared to him and he said, do not go down to Egypt. Inhabit the land of Israel, which I will tell you about. Settle in this land and I will be with you and I will bless you, for I will give all of these lands to you and to your descendants, the Jewish people, and I will uphold the oath that I swore to Abraham, your father. This is being spoken to Isaac. Let's play this video just one more time now that we understand what actually is going on. Here she goes silent. It's just, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, what is Rashida Tlaib thinking? What is she thinking? You guys have a Bible and you don't even respect your own Bible. In the Bible, it says that God gave you this land. It's promised to you. And yet you here are protesting against Israel. Shame on these people who call themselves rabbis. A rabbi is a person who puts the Torah as his primary value. A rabbi is a teacher of Torah, not one who bastardizes the meaning of Torah, not one who changes the meaning of Torah to suit their political agendas. A rabbi is somebody who is a humble and devoted student that shares the Torah with the rest of humanity. Yet these so-called rabbis have disgraced themselves and disgraced the Jewish nation before the Gentiles who are listening in. It is my hope and prayer that the good Gentiles of this world will know what a pathetic group of people these are, that they don't represent the Jewish people, because the Jewish people are those who observe the laws of Torah and who observe the traditions of Judaism, that are not embarrassed of Judaism, because once again, Gentiles have every respect for Jews who respect their Judaism, and Gentiles have no respect for Jews who don't respect their Judaism.